Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we are here talking about another new to the public product. We are going to talk today about the SRS M2. This rifle was released last year at SHOT Show, but we have recently released it for commercial sales. So this is one of the new things you'll be able to order from one of our dealers, or you'll soon be able to order it from our website as well. We're going to go over the M2, some of its features and benefits, and the differences between the A2 and the M2. They're very similar. And then we'll show you a little bit about why this is such a cool gun to have. All right, for starters, we're going to point out the differences between the A2 and the M2. The most obvious things that you'll probably notice is that the M2 has a one-piece rail that runs across the entire top of the receiver and handguard. This rail has a built-in taper so that you don't need to use a 20 or 30 or 40 MOA scope mount, which has been typical in the past. Now you have that built into the rail. The purpose of that, of course, is for using additional optics. So if you're going to use a thermal or night vision or anything like that, you can see you can just bolt these or clip these on to the front, right in front of your day scope, and then now you can use the exact same setup for nighttime or thermal situations, however you want to do it. That is the purpose of that one-piece rail. It's all built in on the same angle, and then that way your night vision or your thermal scope, whatever you want to put on the front of it, is in line with your day scope so that you don't have to have a misalignment there. So that is the purpose of that one-piece rail on the top of the rifle. Let me get this off. The rail is bolted down to the top of the receiver, so for those of you who are going to ask, no, you can't put this on your A2. The A2 has that little chunk of scope rail right here on top of the receiver that is part of the receiver. The M2 does not have that piece built in. It has holes and alignment dowels there to receive this rail so that it will bolt down and stay secure in recoil and all those types of situations. The rail is available as a 30 MOA only at this time. We found that to be the most popular and most requested size, so that's what we decided to go with. The other main difference between the A2 and the M2 is this rail you see along the bottom here. This is an Area 419 ARCA Lock ARCA rail built into the handguard of the rifle. Many people are using ARCA rails already that they've bolted to the bottom of their A2 or A1s in the past. Right now we've got this built into the handguard, so it's all one piece. There's no screws, there's no attachments or anything, and it's built right in. The ARCA rail is very handy for using accessories, so you can have your bipod slide back and forth on here, shooting bags, tripods, all kinds of things that you can bolt onto this, and it's quick remove, quick install, easily readjusted. It's just a fantastic little feature for those who have used it. The difference between the ARCA Lock and the standard ARCA rail is the Area 419 ARCA Lock has these little divots that are built into the side of the rail, and I'll show you here in a sec. On the ARCA clamps, on the ARCA Lock clamps rather, there are little receiver lugs in there that will engage those little indents, and what that translates into is a faster and more solid connection. So on a standard ARCA, you're relying entirely on the clamp of the clamping force of the clamp to squeeze onto the rail. With the ARCA Lock, with its little indentations, you've actually got a mechanical locking instead of just, you know, the squeeze pressure of the clamp. So it gives you a more robust connection, and it's also, in my opinion, it seems to take a little bit less force to lock up tight, and maybe that's just because of the lug engagement there, but we're going to show you more about that as well here in a sec. But those are the major differences between the M2 and the A2. The A2 doesn't have the upper rail or the ARCA rail built in. Other than that, they're almost the same thing. They use the same barrels, they use the same trigger, magazines, bolts, everything. So anything that will work in an A2 will work in an M2. You can use your conversion kits. You could probably use your A1 conversion kit since they're all the same as well. So you can put your same conversion kits in this rifle that you have in your previous rifles. most of your accessories and things will also match right up. So other than that, there's not too many differences. As you can imagine though, these two changes to the M2 do make a very desirable change. There's some really cool things you can use with this rifle that you can't do on your A2 without some alteration. So real quick, I'm going to show you some of the benefits of this ARCA rail that you see on the handguard here. I've got a tripod here. This one happens to be a Field Optics, but any of the ARCA compatible tripods will work with this. So you can see how simple it is to just pull your bipod off, and then you can mount the rifle right into the tripod, and now you've got a solid shooting position up on the tripod. And the benefits of the ARCA rail is you can loosen it up, you can adjust your angles, get wherever you need to be, and then you can lock it down and it locks right up, keeping the rifle right where you want it to be. That's one of the benefits here with the ARCA rail. You can use it on a tripod for high angle shooting. This one happens to have this little high angle bracket built in, so you can get really high angle up there, and for those high angle shots if you want to take them. And just as quickly as it went in, you can take it right out, pull the rifle out of there, you can throw your bipod back on, and then you're ready to go back to the ground if you want to. Very handy little device here with the tripod and the ARCA rail for those of you who shoot those kind of positions. There's also a lot of accessories that you can use with the ARCA rail that make it super handy for when you're shooting positional stuff on barricades or off of things. You've got, you can use shooting bags, barricade stops, all kinds of things of that nature that will help you in that positional shooting to get those better shots. Hey guys, thanks for coming along. We hope you enjoyed this video on the SRS M2. If you guys have any questions, make sure and leave those below. Make sure you follow us here and on all of our other social media channels, and subscribe to our email list to get all of the latest information that we have on this and other products. And we'll see you guys on the next one.